All Marvel fans, assemble and please rise for our national anthem. Oh, yes, the Avengers theme song. Very popular request everybody keeps asking me about. Enough people bugged me about it, so let's get right to it. Let's make a superhero theme that has become very popular over the last few years. It's epic, it's powerful, it's grandiose, it's emphatic, whatever you want to call it. Again, my name is Mr. Baker, the music maker, coming at you with a hot tutorial. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below, and we'll get started. You know what to do. Let's go ahead and dig right in. Settings are the first thing you want to change. The gear icon is your settings. You're going to change that before anything else. You want to change two things. Split beats into, you're going to change to 4. We want 16 notes, so we need to split our beats into 4. Then our scale, which means the notes we have, you want to change that to chromatic. Two things to change here. That's it. Split beats into 4 and scale chromatic. So we have all the notes and all the rhythms at our disposal. Then you click the blue check. That takes you back to your blank canvas. But now we have a lot more squares and a lot of circles here at the bottom, more than we had before. But one thing I want to change before we put anything into these is our tempo. Tempo is a fancy word that means speed of the song. So speed of the song we have here is 120. We're going to lower that 4 digits by dragging the bar. But wait, we can't go to 116. We need to be 116, and it's not helping us. The tempo of Avengers is 116. So I want you to do this. Double click the number, type that in, 116. Then you click anywhere else. Then it has the tempo saved at 116. Now we're ready to put in some notes. First, I want to tell you how this thing's divided up. The circles on the bottom are your drums. Then the bottom section here is called the bass line, and it has a thick blue line that separates that from the top section, which we call the melody, which is usually the high part. So split up into from bottom to top, drums, bass, and melody. Thick blue lines kind of separate or section them out. Then from left to right, it goes in columns of white, gray, white, gray. We call those bars. Bars of music. There's 4 bars total. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a way to visualize this as we put in patterns. So we're going to start with our bass line instead of the drums. Usually I start with the drums, but for this one, I want to start with the bass line. It's easier to visualize. You want to start first with a teal. Teal is going to be right here. You're going to do 3 teals, then skip 3. 3 teals, skip 3, then 4 teals. This is the pattern that repeats itself pretty much throughout the rest of the music. Now, it is 3 teals, skip 3. 3 teals, skip 3. 4 teals, and if your spacing is right, that puts you at the beginning of the gray section. Now, the gray section is exactly the same as the white section. So there's no space after, so you're going to have to start with 3 on the gray like you start with 3 on the white. So 3 here. So it's going to look like you have 7 in a row because we have 4, then 3. But it just does this pattern again. So it does that, then skips 3. 3 more teals, skips 3. Then 4 teals. And again, if your spacing is correct, you should be at the end of the gray section now. We're going to put that again for the white section. This white section is the same as that white section. So you're going to do 3, skip 3. I'm going to put this in real fast. Again, like and subscribe really helped me out a lot. My name is Mr. Baker, the music maker. Thank y'all for watching. Let's keep that rolling. Gray here is not the same as gray here. It's a little bit different. Changes it up a little bit. It starts the same, then it flips it up at the end. So you're going to do 3 here, skip 3, 3 here, and then you're going to skip 3 like we did before. But this time, you're going to put a purple right there. And then underneath the last teal right here, you're going to go down 3, skip 3 down, and then you have a kind of this orange right here, which is a little bit of it's between the orange and yellow, which is 3 spaces down. You line up with that last teal. Then you want to line up a green with the last purple. So again, that gray section starts the same: 3 teal, skip 3, 3 teal, skip 3, then a purple, then skip 3 should be at the end. But we have to line up under that different colors, an orange and a green that lines up directly with those last ones there. Now, that's what our bass line sounds like. If the rhythms and spacing is correct, should sounds like a pretty cool driving heroic rhythm. Check it out. Cool. So that's kind of like something like anticipation. Something is anticipated to come, like a war kind of theme, like something's coming, something's coming. Watch out, right? That's what it feels like to me. It's the kind of feeling that this piece of music is creating a sense of urgency, right? So we now want to do the drums, and the drums kind of line up in a way with the bass line. You're going to start with a circle and triangle right on top of each other at the very beginning. So you want to see each bar here that we have, white, gray, as groups of 4. Here's one group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. And each of those are split into 4. So you can see there's beats inside of bars. 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats, 4 beats. On this 4th beat right here, you're going to put another one. And as you can see, that lines up with that last teal section of that white bar. So if you want to do it, it's basically you do 1, then skip 11, and then one more. But it's easier to see it as lining up with the beginning of each of these teal sections. That one lines up with that. That one lines up with nothing, and this one lines up with that as well. You're going to do that in the same way for the gray section. Exactly the same. Then the same way for the white section. Before we go on here, I want you to, at the end of the gray section that we had here, I want you to fill out the middle row the same way. Just like that. Kind of divides these in half. So basically the gray section looks slightly different from the first white section because you have an extra one in the middle. Then this one, I want you to do that same thing before you start that gray section, which is our final one. Now, it has that same kind of pattern at the end of the gray as it does the end of this white section. Remember, this one we left kind of simple. This one we added a row in the middle. And then on this one, we made it look the same as that, but we're going to add an extra one in the middle of that to make it even more busy sounding. So it's like it's kind of building. Something's building up. And then I want you to do 2 that line up with these last 2 hits. Just like that. So you want to check and make sure these are all lining up correctly and the spacing is even. These drums basically want to start simple and have it kind of build as it goes. Let's hear how that sounds. I like that. I like how that builds rhythmically. It kind of starts simple and gets busier as it goes. Now that's what the drums are supposed to sound like. So before you go on any further, check your drums and that they line up with your bass line correctly. Once you finish that, scroll up. Here's where all the magic happens in the melody. Everything like that just kind of stays the same, but the melody is where it gets busier and changes up against the moving bass line down here. But even though it lines up perfectly with it, it changes up the note on top, which makes it build up and down. So it sounds cool. Let's get right to it. So it starts first with 3 oranges. A darker orange than the one we had down there. So you skip 2 above that thick blue line, and there's that orange, regular orange right there. You're going to line that up with the whole first white section. So remember, we did it the same as our teal. 3 orange, skip 3. 3 orange, skip 3. 4 orange, that's at the end of a bar 1. Now we're going to put in bar 2, which is the lighter orange on top of that, lining up with that as well. Now this one, the first 2 line up like this, but then it goes to yellow for the last of the 3 right there. So this gray section is 3 of this lighter orange, skip 3. 2 lighter orange, then a yellow. So another group of 3, but 2 plus 1. Boom. And then these last 4 are all yellows. The last 4 of the gray section right here. And let's hear how that kind of is moving against the bass line so far. You see how it kind of changes the note on top of it? Makes it sound even more suspenseful, like it's building. Now, that's what the first white and gray section looks like. Let's go ahead and move on to the 3rd bar, which is the second white section. That starts with 3 greens, the one right above the yellow. And then the same kind of thing it did here, it's going to do going downward this time. So 2 greens that line up with that teal. We have 3 greens, we skip 3. Then 2 greens that line up with that teal. Then it's going to go down to a yellow. So the same kind of way we did there, just kind of flips it like this. But it starts with 3 green, skip 3. 2 green and a yellow, and then skip 3, and then 4 yellows. And that's the end of that third bar. Now we just have a little bit left till it's all done. Let's hear it so far. Oh yeah, let's finish it off. It's missing the end. I'm going to move my head over here so that that's not getting in the way. I'll move it right there. Cool. Now the last part is a little bit weird, just like the bottom part was a little bit weird. It's going to line up first with the lighter orange here and that teal that goes here, the lighter orange. And then it skips 3. And then it does the lighter orange again. That lines up with the teal on the bottom, right? But then on top of that, you want to do a teal up top. And then you have to do, so let's look at what we got so far. So we got gray, is the gray section is orange, the lighter orange, skip 3. Then 3 of the lighter orange, then skip 3. And you're going to put a green. I could have put that in after, but whatever. So you skip 3 right there, then put a green, and that lines up with the purple and green you have down there. Then remember, we have a teal that lines up with that last light orange there, but we're not done. We have one more note. Just as we have that green to purple there, we're going to have the green to purple here. Boom. And so that these are stacked chords of the last 2 hits are just that light orange, teal, light orange, teal. Then the last chord is green, purple, just like that. And that all lines up. Then basically should just repeat that pattern all throughout. Obviously, the song continues to build and gets more epic, more emphatic and grandiose, but we're going to leave it at there. And let's hear what it sounds like as it repeats. And back to the beginning. And it does that throughout the song pretty much. But then the French horn comes in. There's some big, powerful, epic battle theme on top of that. But for the sake of time, we're just going to do that much. And that is the entirety of the Avengers theme song. Thank y'all for bugging me about it and get me to take action and make it happen for this heroic theme that everybody seems to love and enjoy. Again, my name is Mr. Baker, the music maker. If you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff would help me out a whole lot. Thank y'all for watching this lovely video. Keep the requests coming and type your favorite Avenger in the comments. Let's go. Peace.